What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll go through probably the best session I've ever had, which is pretty insane to say, but I think it's true. I had an SPD day here, but I deadlifted first, as you know, and I have this really weird order where I deadlift, then squat, and then bench. So going to this session, I had singles at RP 8 on each of the lifts. So single at RP 8 on the deadlift. Last week at RP 7, I hit 290 kg, which was probably closer to RP 8, but with me peaking more so in week 4 and week 3 of the block, and this is week 4, I assumed I could still definitely go up in weight to around 295 to 300-ish. So warming up, it didn't actually even feel that good. I had pretty sore like glutes and quads coming into this session. Literally just like walking upstairs was hurting a little bit because 2 days prior to this, Thursday, I pushed my Bulgarian split squats quite a lot, and that got me sore basically. I've also started to, as you can see here, do my 220 kg deadlift without a belt, just because I feel like I have better leverages without a belt. So when I put the belt on later, I feel like I can maintain kind of the leverages that I have without the belt on this. So 250 kg right here. I wasn't sure exactly what kind of jumps I would have made. I was also thinking about just going straight to 270 and then try like my top set after that, but I decided to do another warm-up, so I have at least 2 warm-ups with the belt before my top set. Went up to 275 here, a 25 kg jump. 275 was what I hit in my first full powerlifting meet for our last attempt, and that was a pretty big thing right there. So also a bit of nostalgic number for me. Moved really good, so I was tempted up to go all the way up to 301. So extremely happy with that. That was literally like RP 8 to 8.5 there, and that was only like 11 kg from the current world record right now. So at Nordic Championships in exactly 4 weeks from this day here, I think there is a good chance that the deadlift world record is going down. With that being said, I still have some important deadlifts right here. 260 for 3 sets of 4 is quite a lot for me, and I think the heaviest back off I've ever done before. 260 was like my usual top set deadlifts like 8 weeks ago, so this is pretty crazy for doing this like at 3 sets of 4 by now. So coming into squats, I really had no idea exactly where I was gonna be, but I figured somewhere around 230 to 240 would be a fitting RP 8 single. The thing is, my squat has pretty much felt heavy every single session where I've low bar squatted for like 12-16 weeks, something like that. Almost like half a year it has felt bad pretty much every single time, which is a bit concerning, but the last few weeks here it has started to get a little bit of a trend upwards, so I was assuming that there could be a chance that it could be pretty good today. Should also be mentioned that just because my squat has felt heavy doesn't mean I haven't squatted heavy things. It's just everything has felt heavy, but I've still been able to do some pretty good stuff actually. I hit a double at 225 I believe at like RP 7, which was pretty good. And here we have my last warm-up, 220 kg. This was only like 7.5 kg off last week's top set, and it moved really good. So I decided to go for a little bit of a bold move. I literally put on 20 kg more and put on 240 kg. I've squatted 240 kg one time before in the gym, and that was not to depth at like RP 9. I think this is pretty much the perfect example of just trusting the process and really believing that things will turn out good if you keep on going with whatever you're doing. Like, I had really heavy squats just 3 weeks before this. 205 kg, which is what I'm doing for 4 sets of 4 here, was my top set single at an RP 6, so only like 1 RPE higher than this 240 right here, and it felt really bad, but I didn't lost the like intent with all my squat sessions, and I kept on going, trusting that it will turn out better soon, and it did. Something else that definitely also plays a role in my squat recently is that I've switched from 2 times a week to 1 time a week low bar, and then 2 times a week high bar instead of 1 time a week high bar. So that's also why my high bar has skyrocketed recently, and I literally went from 170 to 205 in just 8 weeks in the high bar squat. And as mentioned before, this is 205 kg for 4 sets of 4, which is pretty insane for me. Definitely a volume PR. I have previously one time before done 4 sets of 3 with 200 kg at like RP 9 to 10-ish. But this is only like RP 6 to 7-ish and 205 kg for 4s instead. So way stronger than I've ever been in the squat, even though I'm only squatting once a week, is a really good sign. And if you're wondering why I switched down to low bar 1 time a week, there's definitely multiple factors, but the main 2 are that the quality of my secondary low bar squat day was really bad, and I was getting beat the hell up by that because the quality was so bad probably, and that turned out to be just better to switch out to high bar, which was less fatiguing for me because I was so weak in the high bar and used way less weight there. So my bench press recently haven't been really good, but it is still alright. My bench press is never really bad and it's never really good. So it's always in like a middle ground. But I will say this day it was probably closer to really good. However, the bench press is a lift where I 100% of the time is always having a good day competition day. And I'm always feeling way stronger competition day compared to in training. So 160 felt pretty good, so I decided to go for 170 kg here. And I didn't even know if this was going to be my top set or my last warm-up for something heavier like 172, 175, 177 type. So 170 didn't even feel that good, but I was feeling really greedy this day, so I decided to go with 177.5. So strength wise, I'm really looking good right now. I will say the pause was probably not competition standard on that 177. However, that has really never punished me in competition before. I have skipped some press segments on the second attempt, but it has never turned out bad for my third attempt in a competition. So with the bench backups here, I was kind of going crazy at the end. I've been in the gym at like 6-7 hours, something like that. And I was on like 400 milligrams of caffeine, which is double the dose that I'm usually doing, which was actually on accident. I had 150 kg here for 4 sets of 4, again on the bench press, with press signals from referee Dide, and I had a pretty bad cramp at rep 3, so that's why you can see I basically laid completely down on the bench and then regained my arch for the last rep, which was a bit weird, but it happened. And that was pretty much the entire session, so thank you for watching, and we are 4 weeks out, so stay tuned.